Hello, Bharat.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good, sir.
So, it would be good if you can turn on your camera.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Bharat, you have been absent in few classes.
Only the last class, sir. My whole family was having their meetings,
Oh,
and
okay.
my call was dropping. I tried to connect.
Okay,
And
okay, okay. But I hope that you must have watched those recorded
yes, sir.
lectures.
I'm
I'm very
watching the
pleased
YouTube
with that.
videos.
Right. Good, good. Very good. Okay, great. So, who asked the question? Probably it was Prithvi. Was it your question about margins?
No.
Sir, it was mine.
Whose question?
Sanket.
Sankit's question. Okay, great. So Sankit, so let me start today's lecture by answering your question. And do you still remember your question was about?
Yes, sir.
What was it about?
So in margin, we'll be giving by percentage. So if we give 5%, so my question was, we were having two paras side by side. So if we give 5%, then from left it will take 5, from top it will take 5%, from bottom. But from right, since we are having one more para, then I was not getting how it will take
Okay, okay,
5
I got your question.
from
So
from
anyway, so
where.
we will have our general discussion on margin today. And during that discussion, we will try to answer your question also. And but if it is not explicitly answered, you can further ask questions, okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. So my impression is that you are asking in general about questions, right? About margin, right? So can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, guys? Hello. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Okay,
yes.
great. So for example, I have made a division. This division is going to be decorated with class container. And then we have this one paragraph, another paragraph within the same container, right? So within the same division. And here I'm decorating it with class para in container, right? And then the second one, I have decorated with another class add margin, right? So I have to write these classes yet. I have not written them yet. I think somebody is waiting to get in. Okay. So let me see if somebody is still waiting to get in. No, everybody is in. Okay. So I was saying that this is my HTML, and currently, you can see this view like this. So let me start decorating it, right? So let me come over here, and I have made this link already over here, layout3.css. So let me create this file over here. So right click, and once we'll finish doing this thing, then we'll have an episode of Git also, okay? So that, along with this coding, you get to know Git. And today we will arrange this thing that you get all this code downloaded into your systems. I will presume that everybody has got Git and, obtain a GitHub account. Okay. So having said this thing, now I want to decorate it. So let me decorate it. So I was about to create a file. So let me create a file over here, right click and new file. Name of the new file is layout3.css. So name of the new file is layout3.css, right? So this is my file layout3.css, and here I want to define various classes. Say for example, container. So I say dot container, and let me set up a background. So for example, I say background green, right? And I say, for example, width is say 60%, right? And I say height is 700 pixel. Just want to demonstrate something about margins, right? Okay, so height is 700 pixel. And then let me write, let me give a background I've already given. And let me make this para container. Para container. And let me make its width of 70%, right? And let me make its background as sky blue. Save it. I'm sorry. So let's reload it. Right now you can see this thing, that what has happened, that we have got this division which is of 7. Let me make it a little bit smaller so that it should come entirely within my page. It should not, I need not to scroll. Save it and reload it. Right, so it is here. Okay, now it is nearly inside. Okay, so now I have these two paragraphs sitting in this division, and division is making 60% of the viewport width, right? And within these two, within this division, I have these two paragraphs sitting, which are making what, how much? 70% of the width of their parent, right? If I make it, instead of 70%, if I make it like 40%, they will make the 40% width of the parent. Let me show you. Reload. So now they are making 40% width of the parent, right? Which is the division. Everybody's with me? Good. Okay, so let us see various spaces, right? For example, one can wonder that this paragraph is sitting over here, and then why is this space over here from between this paragraph and this paragraph, right? And say we want to investigate this thing, that from where this space is coming, right? So I come over here, right click and inspect elements, right? And if I inspect elements, you see this thing. Look, if I pick up the pointer and I want to point to this one, so if I go to this paragraph, which is the second one, then its layout or box model is being shown on the right hand side. And here you can see this thing, right? Let me hover over it also and then show you this thing. So it is showing this thing, that it has a margin of 0 on the left, a margin of 0 on the right. It has a margin of 16 pixels on the top. It has a margin of 16 pixels at the bottom. Right? So basically this yellow space, this space over here, right? This space over here is coming from the margin. Now the question arises that is it the margin of the top paragraph or is it the margin of the bottom paragraph? So if we come over here and hover over this first paragraph, you can see that this first paragraph is having a margin of bottom of 16 pixels. Right? So always remember this thing, that if there is nothing to obstruct, if there is nothing to obstruct, margins, you know, the horizontal, the top and bottom margins, they actually, when they collide, they merge with each other, right? And they merge to the bigger value. They merge to what? They merge to the bigger value, right? So there was a margin of 16 pixel from the top paragraph, right? There's a margin of 16 pixels from the bottom paragraph. So these two margins were colliding with each other, and consequently they decided that, okay, we are going to have one common margin of 16 pixel. Any question about it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, my dear.
So if it will take the larger margin
Yes.
always.
For example, let me show you. Let me make another class over here, right? And that's the reason that I made this class. Say, for example, add margin, right? Copy, and let me make this class over here. There's somebody else is here, and we come over here, dot control V, add margin, and here we say for example, we say that top margin, margin top, and your top margin is not, for example, 16 pixels, your top margin is 0, right? Your top margin is 0, right? So let's investigate this thing by giving various examples, right? So I say that, hey, your top margin is 0, so save it, come back over here, reload it, right? So you can see that nothing happened. This margin stayed the same. Why this margin stayed the same? Look, this is the top paragraph, and if you see the right hand side, top paragraph is having a 16 pixel margin on the top and a 16 pixel margin at the bottom, and this is that 16 pixel margin at the bottom which is showing up, right? And if I select the lower paragraph, you can see this thing that there is a 0 pixel bottom at the top. Can you see? Right? So, but the 16 pixel margin is bigger, so it is staying. Let me convert it to 10, for example, or maybe 8, right? Maybe 10. So save it, right? And let me reload it. And as I will reload it, you will see that there would be nothing would change, because again, a 16 pixel margin is coming from the top component, right? And a 10 pixel margin is coming from the bottom component, right? And basically they are colliding with each other, and so maximum one of them is taken. They are not adding, but the maximum one of them is taken, right? So let me change it further just to demonstrate my point a little bit more. Maybe I convert it to 32 pixel, right? Save it, right? Save it, and we go over here and reload. Now you will see, did I save it? Margin top is 32 pixels, save, and add margin is the class, right? And we have the add margin class added over here. So in the lower paragraph, and the lower paragraph, we said that it is, let me change it so that I can, I did make a miss pixel, right? px what pixel, so 32 pixel, and I come back over here, reload it. Right now you can see that it has become 32 pixel, right? Let me introduce some borders and some paddings also in the paragraphs, just to see them further. So for example, I come over here, I say that, hey, you paragraph, you can take a padding of 10 pixel all around, right? And you also take a border of 5 pixel solid red, right? Save it, and let's reload it, right? So it is showing like this. It has got the border, and let me do one more thing for the beautification's sake, right? I can say text text align, right? Justify. So I justify the text align. I come back over here, reload, and it is a little bit better now. Okay. Now there is one quick question you might have asked, or it must be in your minds. Look, for example, if I look at the top paragraph, this top paragraph is having a margin of 16 pixel at the top also. Where is that margin has gone? Can you see this thing? That this top paragraph is having a margin of 16 pixel. So my question is that where is that margin has gone? So deal here is again the same. Look, since this division has no border, right? Since this division has no border, so there is nothing up there to stop margin from overflowing and merging into the other elements margin, right? So basically it is the margin of this division. So look, if I go to this division by itself, if not, then it is exceeding it. So if I go to this division by itself, this is the division. This division is not having any margin of itself. So basically it is the zero margin on the top, right? Can you see this thing? If I click over here, this is the division. So this division is having zero margin on the top, zero at the bottom, right? So basically top margin zero, but this paragraph is having a top margin of 16 pixels. So 16 and 0 maximum is 16. So this margin is overflowing out of this container. Sometimes people don't like this idea that, hey, this paragraph is sitting within the division, but its margin is going out of the division, right? So sometimes people feel bad about it. So what can we do about it? Let's see. So if I come over here and in the container, I say that, hey, you container, you get a border, right? So I say, hey, you get a border of 5 pixel solid blue, right? You get a border of 5 pixel solid blue, right? Save it, and now you will see that this margin will show up, right? Because now there is a border to stop it, right? Now there is what? There is a border to stop it, right? And now this margin is not going to go and overflow out of the division, right? So this merging of the margins happens for top and bottom and not for left and right. Got it, guys? Any question? Right? So do you want me to put them side by side? Hello, Sankit?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
We'll
sure.
check it that way.
So let's put them side by side, right? So we come over here. Okay, before I put them side by side, let me show you one more thing. And that thing is that if I say that, hey, you para, your margin is 20 pixel for top and bottom, and left and right it is auto, right? Left and right it is what? It is auto, right? So auto means that you automatically adjust both sides of the same size margin, right? So if I do this thing over here, I reload it, you can see that now both of these two paragraphs are sitting in the middle of their container, right? So this is not the best technique to center. The best technique to center I will teach you once I will teach you flex, right? But here, you can definitely center by having left and right margin to auto, right? So let me comment it out so that I can put them side by side. But before I put them side by side, do you want me to give box model fix also? You know what is box model fix? No? Box model fix is that inherently box sizing property is at box sizing property is at what? Border box or content box? Content box, right? So in content box, what happens is that padding and border are not part of the width or size of the container, right? Whereas if we say box sizing border box, then you know what happens, that border and padding are part of the size of the box. So in this way, we are more consistent about the size of the box, right? And I introduced with that guy, Paul Irish, who actually gives out this box model fix, right? So we can write it like this. So he says HTML, right? Because it is being applied to the entire document, HTML, and here we'll say box sizing, border box, and then we'll come over here, we'll say asterisk, comma, asterisk, colon after, comma, asterisk, colon before, right? And here we say box sizing inherit, right? Hey, you all elements, you inherit the box sizing. And once you do so, you will see this thing that these box sizes are going to shrink a little bit, right? Because previously padding and border was access to the box size, right? Now padding and border are part of the box size. So if we save the, not save this, we have saved that code. If we reload it, right? So basically they have reduced a little bit, but they are sitting towards left because we have commented out margin auto line, right? Okay. Now the deal is that why they are sitting on top of each other, why not they are sitting next to each other? Because
we have set a box model and
no, because their display type is block, right? By default, paragraph display type is block. If we want them to sit side by side, we need to convert their display type to inline block, right? So we come over here, we say that, hey, you two paragraphs, your display type is inline block. Save it, right? And let's come back over there, reload it. Reload it, they are sitting next to each other, right? They are sitting next to each other. Let's do some computation. So we have size. What is there? The size width is 40%, right? So 100% minus 40% minus 40% is remaining is 20%, right? Remaining is what? Remaining is 20%. Right now we have to distribute those 20% in the margin, for example, right? So margins would be left margin, right margin, left margin, right margin, right? So 4 of them. So we can say this thing that, hey, you paragraph, you take a margin, maybe top and bottom same as 20 pixel, right? But left and right margin is going to be 5%, right? Left and right margins are going to be 5%, right? Have you got it, guys? Any question? Okay, save it. And once we reload it, now you will see that they are going to get proper margins. And they have decided to slip down. And why is it so? Did we not compute them properly? So it is width is 40%, 40 plus 40, 80, right? And 40 plus 40 is 80. So rest is 20%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 20 divided by 4 is 5%. So it should work, right? But if it is not working, let's inspect this thing and see what has gone wrong. So, or maybe, you know, what has gone wrong? Tell me. That probably that notorious enter sign I discussed last time also. So let me try fixing it from there, right? So because it will tell me that, hey, this is the problem, or if this is not the problem. So I have eliminated that enter sign, right? Can you see this thing? That I have brought the beginning of next paragraph in the same line, right? So save it. And if we come back over here, right? And now you can see that they are sitting next to each other, right? So this was that enter sign which was causing trouble. Now to fix this enter sign, this is one, you know, work around the problem solution. Maybe somebody will look at your code and he'll say, hey, what a stupid idea. Why is this beginning of paragraph sitting next to the ending of paragraph, right? And they will make this thing and break the code, right? So one thing we can do over here is that to give a better solution is that in the container, we say, hey, container, your font size is 0, right? So in this way, we'll eliminate its font size, and you paragraphs, you take a font size of 1 rem, which is relative to the body, right? So basically in this way, we will decimate the font size of enter to 0, and the font size of the paragraph will stay 1 em or 1 rem, right? Any question? Okay, now you can see, now Sankit, this was your question. So if such thing will happen, left is 5%, then right is 5%, then left is 5%, and right is 5%, right? So they are sitting like this, uneven spaces, but this is how we told them to sit, right? If you want to fix them, better solution is flex, which I'm going to teach you next, right? But if we want to fix it over here, we can do one thing. Instead of having 4, let's have 3 of them, right? So we can come over here. We say that use second paragraph. Let's remove a stop margin. And let's say use second, let me comment it. Use second paragraph. Your left margin is 0, right? So margin left is 0. Now we want to distribute 20% into 3 pieces. So 3 pieces would be how much? 20 divided by 3 would be equal to 6.6666, right? So it would be 6.66. So I come over here, I say their margin is 6.666%, right? Save it, reload it. Right now you can see that they are kind of evenly sitting within the container. Any question, guys? Hello, everybody. Any question? Sankit, it was your beautiful question which led us to this great discussion. I'm very happy for this, right? Thank you very much. But if you have further question about it, I would be very happy to address it also.
No, sir, my question is solved.
Okay, wonderful, great. Anybody else? Okay, great. Okay, let me, hey, good to see you all. Okay. So let me do one more thing over here. Let me take this opportunity to do one more thing over here. Let me reduce the height of this second paragraph. I say, for example, hey, you take a height. Why is that hacking? Okay, semicolon is missing. So you take a height of maybe 50 pixel, right? So let's see if we give height to one of them, what happens to the paragraph, right? So you can see that it is like uglily flowing out, right? So if we want to fix this thing, so we have various options, right? So for example, we come over here, we can say overflow X is this direction, Y is this, right? So I say overflow Y, right? So how do you want to treat overflow? Auto is currently, right? So for example, no, auto, I will teach you auto. Let's do hidden, right? So let's do hidden, right? If we say overflow Y hidden, right? Save it, reload it. So you can see that it is hiding the text. Right? Why it has gone down over here, right? Because this is like inline block and it is kind of trying to align itself with the other item, right? So inline block trying to align into the line of the block kind of thing, right? So let's remove that inline block thingy. Where is that? Save it. Okay, let's reload. And now you can see that it is sitting like this. Let's remove that margin left 0 also, right? So that it sits, in alignment with it, right? Reload, and it is sitting like in a column, right? And now we said that overflow 0, so it is like this. If I overflow hidden, if I instead of saying overflow hidden, I say overflow Y scroll, right? Scroll. So it is going to show me the scroll bar, right? And the contents would scroll, right? Got it? And if I say overflow auto, if it needs to scroll, it will scroll, otherwise it will not scroll, right? It will not show up the scroll bar, right? Got it? Any question? Everybody's good? Okay, so this was something about margin and layouts, right? So I hope that you have got it. So let me do one more thing. Let me complete this lecture by doing one more thing. So let me put this paragraph, copy this paragraph, Control C, and let me put it after it. Control S and reload it. Right? So reloaded it. So they are sitting like this. Say I come over here and I want to get rid of this paragraph. There are two options. So I go to CSS file and I say that, hey, you paragraph sitting in the middle, that is also decorated with this class of add margin class, right? So I come over here and I say that your display is none. What is your display? Your display is none. So once I say that, hey, your display is none, so its display would be none and it would be gone, right? So, and the space is also gone, right? The space allocated for that would also be gone. But instead of display none, I could have used this thing also. I could have used visibility property, visibility, and visibility is hidden, right? So if I say visibility is hidden, now you'll see that its visibility would be hidden, but space would be there for it, right? As if it was there, right? Or it is still there, right? So this is the difference between display none and visibility hidden. Any question? Any question, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So once I have done this thing, so let us shift our focus of discussion towards Git. And by discussing Git, I would be able to give this entire code to you. And as I would be doing coding, so this entire code would automatically transfer to you guys, right? So I come over here and open my GitHub account. Right, this is the GitHub account, and here I want to add a new repository. So new, and here I am going to give the repository name. So repository name is, say for example, web programming summer 2020, right? So this is the repository I have made for you guys. And did I say that it is public? So let me mark it public also. So unwashed currently, okay. Let me go to this repository.
It's public, I guess. By default, it's public.
Where does it say?
Actually, if you have any paid account or company account, then
No,
it's
no, we can have private repositories also on the free accounts, definitely. Right. So, but I just want to make it sure. I know that, if I just press enter, it will make it public, but I want to show you that option that yes, it is actually public. Otherwise, you get to know very soon that it is public, right? Okay, so assume that it is public. Okay. Okay, now I want to synchronize my local repository with this repository over the GitHub, right? So currently there is no code over here, right? You can see that it is all empty. So if I want, so this is the link for this repository, right? So let me copy this link, right? So I come back over here into my terminal. So let me open a new terminal rather. Yeah, I will do the same, right? So I come over here and let me open your folder. It's in my local machine. C drive. And then I have VAMP64 folder. I have www folder, and there you should be somewhere. Can you find you guys somewhere? Web programming.
Middle row,
Oh,
middle
okay.
column,
Yeah,
middle row.
yeah. So here it is, right? Middle. So web programming summer 2020, right? So this is the folder, and this is our local repository. Also, you can see Git over there, Control C, right? And let's cd change directory to this folder, right? So now I'm over here. First of all, let me go to the editor and see that everything is like saved. There is no file which has left unsaved, right? And let me come back over here and let me check the status, right? I say git status. So it is telling me that I have two folders, which are not tracked, right? CSS layouts and CSS selectors, right? So I come over here, I say git add dot. I want to add everything, right? So CLS, clear screen, git status, right? So here now it's telling me that now all these files are in the staging area of the local repository, right? But not committed yet. So I say git commit -m, right? And message is last commit before remote branches, remote tracking, right? So this is my last commit before remote tracking, right? So I press enter. So it has committed them all. Just to confirm that everything is good, I say git status, right? So on branch master, nothing to commit, working tree is clean, right? I check the branches, right? I say git branch, right? So it is telling me that there are two branches. One is master, which is the current branch. Other is new branch, right? So there are two branches, right? And I am currently at master. I say, for example, I say git branch -r. -r stands for remote branch, right? So it is showing nothing, means that there is no remote branch because I have not, connected it with some remote repository yet, right? So I come back here, I say git branch -a, right? All branches, right? So all branches are again the same branches which it showed us earlier, right? Now this is the time that I want to add this remote repository, right? This remote repository is named by default as origin, right? So GitHub and Git, they say that remote repository name is what? Origin. So whenever in general in GitHub, you see the word origin. So origin means remote repository, right? So there is one local repository which we are currently working on, right? And then there is remote repository which we are going to add right now. So as I use Git, I have collected these notes for you over Git and GitHub, and I'm going to send these notes to you also today. So here, this is the command, git remote add origin, right? So git remote add origin, right? So this is the command we are going to use to add origin to the Git, right? So we come over here, we say git remote add origin, and then you will give the URL. No, this is not the URL, I'm sorry. I need to get URL from GitHub. This was my file path. So again, copy and paste, right? So this is my remote path where I want to create my remote repository, right? So let's double check the command is good, right? So that we don't mess it up. So it is, what is the command? Git remote add origin, right? So we have issued this command. I'm about to issue that command rather. Okay, and press enter, right? So no action, but let's check. So for example, we say git remote, right? So it is not telling that there is a origin existing, right? So I say git remote -vv for verbose, right? So it is telling that this is the origin, right? This is the report repository which is set for this, right? Now if I say git branch -r, so okay, so the deal here is that there is no remote branch yet because I have not pushed anything over there, right? Still I have connected the repository, but I have not pushed anything yet, right? Still, if I check git branch -a, so it will show me these two branches, right? Once the repository is connected, now I have to push, right? So let me show you the command for that. So command is git push -u origin and then name of the branch, whatever you want to push, right? So basically we come over here, we say git push -u. -u means that this is going to be a tracking branch. One branch would be tracking the other branch. So git push -u origin master, right? So I want to push at the origin, which branch? Master branch, right? So I come over here, I issue the command. I issue the command git push -u origin master, right? So I am saying that, hey Git, you push my master branch on the origin, right? So press enter. Right, so now right now it is pushing, right? So let's check the branch, right? So for example, I say git branch -a, right? All. So now you can see that I have a master branch, I have a new branch, right? I have a new branch, and I have a remote branch, right? And that is origin/master. That is sitting in the origin, right? And its name is master, right? So let me push the second branch also. So for example, I say git push -u. Okay, let me do this thing. Git checkout, git checkout new. So let me close those files over there for just in case, right? Okay, and I come over here, I say, let me close this file also, because sometimes they create ambiguity. Okay, so we come over here. So we say git checkout new branch, right? Shift to new branch, right? And let me push this also. So git push origin new branch. So it has been pushed. Now let me check the branches. So git branch -a. Now you can see that I have a remote branch at the origin with the name new branch. Right now everything is up there at GitHub. Right now everything is up there at GitHub, and now is the time that if you want, you can clone this project. Right, you can clone this project. So first thing you will do is that you will clone this project into your own drive, right? So how can you do this thing? Anybody who wants to volunteer to share their screen must be having GitHub already installed. No, nobody wants to. Sanket, would you like to?
I'll share my screen.
Okay, let me stop share. So stop share, and let me permit you guys to share the screen. Okay, do you have Git already installed?
Yes, sir.
And do you have a GitHub account already with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good, right? So share your screen, please.
Yes, sir. Share screen.
Okay, what's the skyline? Which city is this? New York?
I don't know. I liked it, so I can.
Okay, yeah. So please go to a folder where you want to get this entire code.
I'll create one new folder.
Okay, create a new folder then. Preferably, but since I have decided that I will be using Node.js for your server side, it doesn't matter where it is existing. But I'm, still in the mode of Apache, so I created it in www folder of WAM64, but it's all up to you. You are running XAMPP, right? And it here it would be htxs or what is the name? No, not
htdocs.
htdocs, right? htdocs, yes.
Yes, sir.
And here
So
create a folder.
okay, sir.
Just name any folder.
Okay. Oh,
Actually, your code is going to come inside it, right?
okay, sir.
You know, it is going to create a folder, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now cd to this, go into this folder. Okay. Go on the top, click here. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
copy address. Okay, good. Go open a command line and change directory to this folder, right? So change directory to this folder. So this you are in this folder, and now here you will issue the command. By the way, I don't prefer to have spaces because sometimes, you know, spaces start creating trouble for certain server operations, right? So I prefer that it should be like consistent string, no special characters, no spaces, right? But it's your preference. If it gives you trouble, then just remove this space, okay?
Okay, sir.
I was saying that now this is the time that we want to issue the command. So command is git clone, but let me get you the exact syntax of the command, right? So let me open my Word document, which I'm going to share with you guys today. So no worries. So command is git clone and then git clone and then give the URL space git space clone, my dear.
Oh,
Git
yes.
space clone and URL. So URL is https://github.com github.com/machomath/web programming summer 2020. Web programming summer 2020 .git is optional, but .git, enter. Right? It will take like a minute, not too much of time.
Git login.
Okay, you better log in, yes.
Yes, sir. Login.
Yeah, it is working.
Username for okay.
Okay, if you want to give a username.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
this is
I need to check.
probably you did not give the right username password.
Yeah, I will just confirm it.
Okay, please.
Okay.
So you can go, okay. Not over here. You need to issue the command again, yes. Okay, username. and it will ask you for only one time, then it will cache it for you, and then you need not to give it again and again.
I think the password is going wrong.
Yeah,
I will just stop this screen sharing. I'll just find it will take 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's not a
So you
problem.
can pause screen sharing and you can stop it also.
I
Do
think
you
he
think that
entered.
you will be able to find it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Pause.
yeah, sure. You can
Yeah,
stop share or pause share, whatever you want to do.
I got it working, sir.
Sanket,
Okay,
you
awesome.
entered Macomat spelling is wrong. That's why it's you in URL.
Ah,
You entered double H.
MACH. Oh yeah, Macho Man spellings are wrong, my dear.
Oh, yes. 1 second, sir.
Yeah, please issue the command. Probably your password is good, so Macho Man spellings are wrong.
Okay. Can you tell me the spelling?
MACHO, macho, MATH, math. It's in front of you.
Now it's correct?
You have stopped sharing, so you need to resume
Okay,
sharing.
okay. Sorry. Yeah, now it's correct.
MACHOMATH. Everybody, is it good? And he has not messed up some other spellings?
No, sir.
No,
Okay, enter.
No.
Okay, they are good now. Right? So
Yeah.
clear screen CLS,
Yeah.
right? And dir directory. And here you'll see a folder. It has created a folder, right? Enter. So this is the repository now, this folder inside it, right? So you can change directory to this folder. So cd space web programming, whatever.
Okay. That's it.
Right? Yeah, that's it. Enter. And CLS, clear screen. And here, dir, just to see that everything is there. Enter. Directory, dir, enter. And you have all these folders over there. And now if you issue the command git branch -a, git branch -a, right? Enter. So you can see this thing that you are on the master branch currently, right? Whereas you have other branches also, right? But those branches are not open yet because you have not checked them out, right? So say for example, you want to have a new branch, right? So you want to have new branch over there, right? So currently you are at master branch. If you open this folder into your code editor, go to code editor.
Code editor.
Yeah, code editor. Your code editor is Atom or whatever. What are you using for code editor?
I have Sublime Text.
Okay, open it please.
Sublime Text.
Hello.
Should I open new file, new folder? Should
No,
I open new folder?
just open the. Oh, this is brackets. Is it brackets? Okay, good. Yeah, close this file if
No,
you
I
want
was
to.
doing PH.
Okay, very good, very good. So just close it and now go to that folder. Yeah, add folder and go over there in that folder and add that project folder over here.
So. Okay.
Okay, and then you can have you added the project? You can open the project, and here you can see that all files are there, right?
Yes, sir.
So you are currently on master branch, right? If you want to go to other branch, you have to check it out, right? So you can check out. So now question is that how would you work?
Yes, sir.
So the deal here is that since mostly I am working with you guys on the master branch, right? So if you will also work on the master branch, there would be conflict, right? And say, for example, I have done something and you have done something, and now you want to merge my work into your work, you have to resolve the conflicts all the time.
Right.
So one quick solution to this is that you create a branch of your own, right? And you work in that branch, right? And whenever you need, you can merge master branch into your branch. Otherwise, you will keep on working on your branch, right? So you go back in the command prompt, just close these files. Yeah, go to command prompt, CMD.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and here you can say git branch space and maybe Sankit, right? Enter. So git branch, enter. Now you can see that you have a branch with the name Sankit, right? So
Right.
now you can check out Sankit. So for example, you can say git check out Sankit. Right, so now you are at Sankit branch, right? So clear screen CLS, enter. And if you go to the editor now, code editor, open one file, maybe this file, right? And here at the top, just write, in this paragraph, write, enter. So changes made in Sankit branch. Changes made in Sankit branch. Save it.
Yes, sir.
Close this file.
Okay.
Go back to the command prompt. Here, just take the status, git status. Right, so you can see that it is telling you that there is a modified file, right? So if you want to add this file, so I'm sorry. So just git add dot, very good, excellent, enter. Git status again. And it is staged, git commit space,
Oh.
So yeah, git commit space -m
Right.
space first commit within quotes, first commit within double quotes, first commit in Sankit branch. Enter. What happened?
Please tell me who.
It's missing the identity, I believe.
Yeah. User email, username. To set your account's default identity.
What is this issue?
Unable to auto detect email address.
Oh, maybe you have logged in with two different accounts. Is it so?
No, it's only one account.
It's only one account. So clear screen.
Do it again.
So git status. Let's see. Can you just enlarge the font size? I can hardly read it. Just that gesture. That gesture will do it. Gesture is not working for you.
Or else
So-
press Control plus plus.
Control plus, yes, Control plus works. Control plus.
Control plus is also.
It's
No.
not working.
No, sir.
Okay, just git status.
Git status.
Okay, so modified, and okay, I think that it should work So just enter git commit
Okay. Commit
space -m
-m
space
space
within quotes first commit at Sankit.
commit at Sanket.
COMMIT, right? Okay.
CEO.
Course
Yes.
course close. Enter.
Please tell
Okay.
me run git
See, okay,
config.
it is saying that please tell me who you are. Run git config. Okay, and here git config. What is this saying? Global
Sanket,
user
for
email,
increase the
right?
font size,
Yeah,
go to the properties, click
Yeah,
on the
here
top
give the email address.
properties,
Property.
then font. Just increase the 24. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, go back over there. So it is saying git. So you can expand the width of the window a little bit.
Yes, sir.
You want to reduce the size a little bit. 20 is good, I believe. Okay, it's back to the.
We came to back square zero.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll keep 28 or
24.
24.
Let's do 24.
24.
Okay, it's
Select the
okay.
page.
So it is saying that run git config -- global user dot email and then email address. User dot email and then your email address. Within quotes, yeah, quotes, close quotes, enter. And then it is saying that git config -- global user dot name and whatever your name is. Okay, enter. Okay, now run git commit command. Okay, enter.
Okay.
Right. Git status. Enter. So working tree is clean, right? So it is committed now. So now do this thing that go back to the master branch. So git checkout master. Enter. Right. So you're not on master branch. Go back to the code editor
Okay.
and there open the same file where you made changes.
Yes, sir.
You can
One
see
second.
that those changes are no more here, right? Because you are all together on a different branch.
Yes, sir. The changes are not here.
These are not here, right?
Yeah, and
So
it was the same file, layouts.html.
yes, of course. So the deal is that go back, just close this file and go back and say git checkout Sankit. Right? Go back to the code editor.
Yes, sir. Now it's showing.
Right? So
Yeah,
basically,
right.
this is how you will work. Now, later on, this would be an ongoing discussion. So later on, I will teach you that once you are, you need to get, incremental code changes from me, right? You need to get them in master branch. And later on, if you want to merge master branch into your branch, then you will run the command git merge, right? And that will merge, master branch into your branch. But that merger might be very simple as git merge, right? Or it might be really complicated where you have to resolve the conflicts, right? So that we
Yes.
will understand once that time will come, right? So I
Yes,
would
sir.
recommend that every one of you, each one of you must get this code by using this procedure we have just seen in this discussion. Have you
Yes, sir.
got it? And you must make your own branch, and if you need to work, you will work in that branch.
Yes, sir.
Got it, guys? Any question? Okay, So let me take the control and let me introduce you with some new things in CSS.
Can I stop sharing?
Yes, please go on.
Okay.
Thank you very
Yes.
much, Ankit. You're a brave fellow.
Thank you, sir.
So we share the screen. Here, share. Okay, so we have seen, this thing that what is display, right? How does padding work? How does margin work, right? As there are a lot more to tell, but I cannot cover everything. For example, if I go to W3 school, just to show you W3 school and say padding or maybe border, W3 school, maybe border. Just want to show you the depth of these things, right? So if you go to the border, right? So you can see this thing, that border is so vast, right? You can have border width, border color, border size, right? Border shorthand. So most of the time we are using shorthand property of the border, right? Where we use border 1 pixel solid black, right? So this is shorthand property. But if you want, you can give border, uh, in any ways, right? So for example, you can give border in border left, border right, border bottom, top, right? So basically you can do all these things, right? And then you have border styles also. For example, if I go over here, right? So here you can see border top, border right, border left, right? These are, and then we have border style. So border style, you can have dotted, you can have solid. So if they are saying dotted space solid, means that they want to have top and bottom dotted and left and right as solid, right? So basically you can have, so there could be like millions of properties. I cannot teach you each and every one of them, right? What I can teach you is that how to move in this arena, in this area, right? And how to find things for you, right? Have you got it? And I can discuss definitely various concepts. Like for example, today, the next concept I want to discuss with you or starting to discuss with you is position, right? So next thing I want to teach you is what? It is position, right? So let us see that what is position and how do we use it, right? So let's come over here. Let me go to your project, this one, and let me create a new folder, and its name is position, right? And here I come over here, right click, new file, knowing position dot html, right? So this is HTML document. Maybe here we have an h1. I want to be fixed up at the top. Right, so this is just an h1 file, right? H1 tag, right? And maybe let me put a paragraph, a long one. Let me copy this paragraph from somewhere. Okay, so which one was the previous thing we were discussing? It was layouts, right? CSS layouts. And here we had, where is the layout folder has gone? CSS base 6, and within base 6, No. Where is the layout folder? You know, we had layout folder over there. Where has it gone? Have you got layout folder, Sanket?
So let me check.
Yeah, please. This is kind of
Yes,
strange.
yes, sir, I have.
Yeah, it's CSS layouts.
Okay, good,
Uh,
good. So everybody can get it, right? Somehow I have lost it over here, but don't worry, you guys have it, right? So let me make a paragraph and let me put some filler text over here, right? So let me get the filler text from here. So HTML page filler text. Okay, I always forget. So yeah, lipsum. Well, lipsum is the place. So let me copy this text from here, copy it, paste it over here. Maybe paste it twice. Paste it. It's a long paragraph, right? Save it. Okay, so let's come back here, open this page, let's close this, open this page. So this page is CSS layouts, right? So this is over here, its name is position. Where is the position? This is the position, and knowing position.html, right? So this is the text. Let me close this window, you know, inspect element window at the bottom, and let me have more paragraph, right? I just want to show you something. So come over here, maybe paste some more things, paste some more, paste some more. Save it, right? And okay, where is that? We come over here, reload it, right? So this is like a big paragraph. If we scroll, this heading also scrolls with it, right? Say, for example, we want to keep heading fixed at the top, right? So how can we achieve this thing? Very simple. We connect the CSS file. So we come over here, we say link, right? And this is a style sheet, and let's name it position.css, knowing position, knowing position.css, save it. Let's make this file, right? Come over here, new file, and let's name it knowing position.css, right? And here we say, hey, h1, you take a position, right? So the position has these options, right? We have absolute position, we have fixed position, we have relative, we have static, we have sticky, we have inherit, right? So static is something which is by default. So position static mean no position, right? So let's say we try fixed, right? So H1, your position is fixed, right? So your position is fixed. Wherever you are, you will stay over there, right? Save it, and let's go back over there, reload our page, right? And once we say that, hey, your position is fixed, so it has taken out from the main flow of the document, right? So now if you scroll it, it will stay wherever it is, right? But this does not look good as it is showing over here, right? So let's fix this thing, that the text should not be over here, right? Text should be after that, right? So how can we fix this thing? We can fix it in a few ways. One way to fix it is that instead of fixed, we use sticky, position sticky, and then we say top 0, right? So top 0, position sticky, and we reload it, right? So basically it is at the top, position is sticky. So if we scroll the page, this heading is remaining at the top, right? Can you see? But you can still see the text down there. You can do this thing, background. So background is white. So, or you can do one more thing. Let's try this thing. We say Z index is 10, right? So you take your, what is Z index? Z index is that how forward this heading or this component is from the other text, right? So you can imagine that your screen is in 3 dimension, right? So by having Z index 10 means Z index by default is 0, right? So Z index 10 means that it is now on top of rest of the things, right? Whose Z index is by default 0, right? So we can fix them in a couple of ways. So now it is staying, still it is, it is coming from down there because of its color, because background does not have a background. So we say background white. Save it. Otherwise we will mention the opacity. So background white, and now you can see that this thing is fixed, right? So sometimes I feel that while writing CSS is like to cook food. Have you ever cooked food? So once
Yes.
you cook food, what do? You put ingredients. Okay, let's have this chili, let's have this salt, let's have this cardamom at this time, right? So this is like this. So once I'm writing CSS, I feel as if I'm cooking, right? So this is like we are putting ingredients one after the other, right? So this is, its position is kind of fixed, right? So let us learn a few more things. For example, we come over here and right over here, let's have an image. And let's have some image from internet. I don't want to have images stored with me. Not from here. From here. So Google, let's use Google and free images, huh? Free images. Okay. Okay, Unsplash. Unsplash is a good site, I believe, right? And it gives you some free images. They are not showing up right now. Okay, it is coming, right? Maybe some image which is, okay, maybe this one, right? Maybe this motorcycle one, right? So what is this? This is for download. No, I don't want to download. What is this? This is add to collection, right? So if I have add to collection, or if I right click and copy the link, would it work? Copy link location. Let's try it, right? Copy, and let's come over here and paste, right? And this is that image probably. So bikers, right? So I have placed an image. So let's see how does it look like. So come back over here, go to your file, reload. Okay, so it's not coming. So probably we have to add it, and then it will give us the link, right? So if we add it, okay, now it is asking me to log in. I don't want to do it. I will go back, walk out, and maybe I will have some images from here. Oh, this is a beautiful image I have got. Right click, copy image location, copy image location. Right, and let me get over here, paste. Oh, this was such a long link. So maybe we have to go to that website. Okay. This is share button, huh? What is this? Get help, send feedback. So should I
Just
okay.
click on that global button, globe button.
Okay, let me see. Okay, no, I don't want this.
Click on image.
Okay, click on image.
Not that.
Copy image location. Copy image location. Let's see if it works. Control V. Okay, I think it will work, right? So save it, and not here, right here. So go back here, reload. Okay, image is here, right? Now we have to tame the image, right? Image is so big, it is like flowing out of the screen, right? So we have to tame it. So we come over here. Let's put this image into a Debian, right? So we say that Debian, right, class is image Debian, right? So the class is image Debian, right? And let's have this image cut from here and paste it over here, right? And I say that you image, that image which is sitting in a Debian space image, or maybe dot image Debian dot image Debian, right? Is it dot image Debian? Yeah, and we want to target the image. So that image which is setting in dot image Debian. So image, you take a width of 100%. So width of 100%. Save it. Save it. Reload it. Right, so it has taken the 100%, right? Let me put some text over here. Say for example, I come over here, I say this is an H2, right? And beauty of nature, right? So H2 beauty of nature, right? And let's see where would it go, right? So reload it, right? So it is sitting over here. Let me put a border, right? So I come over here, I say that u dot image Debian, you take a border of 3 pixel solid green, and you take a padding of 10 pixel all around, right? And let me give box model fix over here also. So HTML and box sizing, border box, and then asterisk, comma, asterisk, colon, colon, after, asterisk, colon, colon, before, and box sizing inherit, right? This is box sizing, and we have given a border and a padding, right? So let's see how does it look like now. Now you can see that it has taken a border, right? And it has taken a padding also, right? So I am having a thicker border so that you guys can easily see it, right? Okay, now I want to locate this heading somewhere, right? So I come over here. So deal here is this, that there are two things. One is position relative and other is position absolute. Position absolute works relative to its immediate parent who is positioned, right? So what do we mean to say this thing, right? So for example, I go to this image division and I say image division, your position is relative, right? So now it is position, right? If I say an element that, hey, you element, your position is relative, it is not going to move unless you ask it to move, right? So it is not going to behave any different unless we ask it to move, right? So we'll tell it later on to move, but not now, right? So we have just said, hey, you image division, your position is relative, right? So it is not going to move yet. I go to this image and I go to this heading H2, was it H2? I say H2 and that H2 which is sitting in image division, your position is absolute, right? Your position is absolute, right? Let's see what happens now. So it is going to go out of its natural flow. So now you cannot see it, right? Let me, so basically it is sitting right over here. Beauty of the nature, you can see it over here, right? So we can come over here and we say you don't go out of flow, we position it. We say that your position is bottom 20 pixel. Your position is 20 pixels shifted from the bottom, right? Save it and come back over here. Reload. Can you see it is now sitting here? Let me give it a font color. So color white. Save it. Reload. Something, okay. So it was taking some delay. Right now it is sitting over here. Beauty of nature, right? And if we say this thing that, hey, from the left, right? So from the left you take 50 pixels, right? So it would be sitting 50 pixels from the left, right? So reload and it is sitting 50 pixels from there. So basically this is the positioning of the elements, right? So what I have done is that I have positioned this element right on the picture. And this is the typical way we do it, right? So whenever you see normally that some text is written on the picture, so this is the normal course of action, that what we do, that we make the parent element position relative, right? Parent element position relative, and and the children or the child element as position absolute, and then we use top, left, bottom, right, top, bottom, left, right to position it wherever you want to position it within the parent, right? For example, if you want to, if we do this thing, we come over here and we say image VN, you take a width of 80% or maybe 60%, right? So let's see, reload. Now you can see that it is reduced, and say we want to move this entire picture a little bit from the left, right? So we come over here and we say image VN, you shift left by maybe 100 pixel. Save it, reload, right? So now it is shifted 100 pixels from the left. Right, guys? Have you got it? Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, there is one more thing, which is position sticky. Let me teach you position sticky also. So for example, let me do this thing. Let me take this H1, which is up there, and let me put it after this image, paste. And we have said this H1 that, hey, H1, your position is sticky and you must sit at the top 0 pixel from the top, right? Maybe I can say that you must sit 50 pixel from the top, right? Save it. And if we go back, reload. So one thing is that this H1 is now over here, right? And now if I slide, look, it is sliding, it is not going anywhere, right? But if I slide it further, okay, I cannot slide further, but let me increase the size of the paragraph so that I can slide further. Where is the paragraph? Here is the paragraph. And let me put another new paragraph. Copy this entire paragraph. Control C, Control V, Control S, reload. Right? So it has 2 paragraphs now. And if I scroll it, look, right? So look, it is staying at its point. And once, it is 50 pixels from the top, it will stick here and then it will stay here. Right? Are you getting me? Hello, everybody.
Yes, sir.
So this is how, you use position. These are all typical ways we use position. We can play so many gimmicks with them, but we are not here for gimmicks. We are here to learn that how to code, right? So basically, this is how we code with the position. Any questions so far? Any question, guys?
No, sir.
So if there is no question, I will stop over here and I will see you all tomorrow with some new contents, right? Meanwhile, I hope that you will take it as your homework, that you will use Git and GitHub to download the lecture code, right? Everybody got it? So if there is no question, you can simply drop out. But if you want to have me for your office hours, I'm available and you can stay in this communication. Thank you very much. You have a good rest of the day. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. Goodbye.
Professor, I have a question.
Just a minute, my dear.
Okay, sir.